Welcome to my Hebrew channel. I'm looking at Ruth 2, verse 21. We're into the last three verses of chapter 2. This verse basically is a report on the part of Ruth to Naomi as to what had happened on the field, and reports also what Boaz had told her. So it's just a small, simple report, and it's fairly straightforward Hebrew. So we'll get into the study. Have your English Bible open. Have your app open, and we'll take a look at what's happening in Ruth 2, verse 21. 2 verse 20 goes through here, Megalenu, Hugh, and then he's a redeemer to us, he. Okay, so that's an independent pronoun here, emphasizes who this is. This is Boaz here. He is a close redeemer. He's kinsman redeemer to us. Then, Sof Siluk, Sof Pasuk, verse 21 begins here with a feminine prefix form of Yomer, Vatomer. Vatomer, accenting is still up in the Milel end of it. So, Vatomer, Ruth, this is Ruth said, Ha, and then she's a Ha Moabiyah, again, an identification as to who she is, what she is. This stays part of the entire narrative. She stays Moabite through the whole thing, so to emphasize the fact that she's a foreigner, and so keeping identification as to what she is. And there's a atna right here. So this is just simply first part. Just simply introduces then her direct discourse right here. So this is you'd have like quotation marks if you're looking at in English here. I'm not sure what they're doing here, but it would require quotation marks here to indicate the direct dialogue she's giving right here. So Gam also, Ki, Amar. Okay, now we have Tomer here, which is feminine prefix to form of to say or speak, and then Amar. This is simply the root form. That's what, when you look it up in the dictionary, this is what it's going to be. Aleph Mem Resh, he said, and because also Gam Ki, these two tend to pull together. Then he also said, okay, Eli, to me, so it's third person masculine singular. This is not prefixed, it's suffix form, but it doesn't have any suffix, so it's the root form. Okay, Amar Eli, to me. Im, with, ha narim, with the young men. Okay, this is a masculine form of the word. But when we get to the verse 22, Naomi responds and she switches this gender right over to Narot. So, but here Ruth is okay with just mentioning, oh, it's mostly guys out there working. So I find it very interesting in the story in that here Ruth is not distinguishing. In other words, she's saying, okay, there's lots of guys out there, and then Naomi switches it back. Now, the ones that are working out there, the ones you're going to be with, are the young women. And so the story, the whole narrative, actually the entire book operates a little bit like that, a balance between what's proper, in other words, Naomi, Narot, and what's somewhat little not so proper, and that's Narim. Okay, so Ruth here is saying, okay, the men out there, and Naomi in the next verse is going to say Narot, the women out there. So Im Narim, with the men, Asher, which or who, Li, who belong to me. We have here two cases of relative pronoun on front of a lamed that's used as a possessive in the first person pronoun suffixed onto it. So it's possessive lamed, which is to me, which belongs to me. You have the same thing at the end of the verse here, which belongs to me, or which is to me. So Asher Li, which is to me, possessive form, genitive form of the lamed here with the first person singular. In other words, now at this point, Ruth is quoting directly what he said. And then he said to me, and then this is what he said. Asher Li, Tit Bah Kain, fasten yourself on, to stay close, unite yourself. There's the nun at the end here is an emphatic nun. It makes it hortatory or emphatic, and so we'll see some of it. We've already seen some of these emphatic nuns, and here we see it again. So tidbakim, stick close. We see this in the very first chapter of the book with Ruth sticking close to Naomi. So we've seen this verb before. This is probably the third or fourth time we're looking at it. Debek. Remember Genesis 2, then a young man leave his father and his mother and join with his wife. So debek, same thing, to glue on tight, be unified, unite. So tidbakim, and join up with the Naharim ad, until, okay, im kelu, surah here, until it's ended, until it's, notice that here, kol hakotsir, you have the whole harvest, or all of the harvest, no, kol hakotsir, comments satuv here with the comments here, the whole harvest, and this is until it's the full harvest, or all of the harvest, and this is until it's all over, until it's all done. So this is the verbal form, until, ad im, until it's all done. Et kol hakotsir, the end of the harvest, all of the harvest. So verb, and then a noun here explaining or talking about the whole harvest, all of the harvest. We're going to stick with me through to the end of chapter 2, and we're going to find out not just the shorim, but also not just the barley, but also the wheat. So katsir, asher, which is li, to me. So we've seen asher, which is, so he has a possessive clause here relating to the hanarim, to the young men who belong to me, and to the harvest, which belongs to me. Here, Boaz is affirming his place in life and what he's working with, and in a sense, hey, join up. This is a recruiting session here, recruiting expression, I would say. Tidbakim, join up. Okay, fit in, connect with all of my people out there in the field. You're welcome. Join in with our work group, and it's quite a commitment also on her part. Anybody who has a farm and is harvesting knows that the harvest time is generally the time of the most work. You got to be out there, often under the hot sun, working long hours, and then gathering up the grain and putting it on the threshing floor and so forth. So it's an extra effort on the part of everybody. So, and here Boaz is inviting Ruth into that work. When the work is there, we have to be willing to participate, to join in, to get busy with what has to be done, and it's part of what it means to live our lives. So, work is a blessing here. Boaz is saying, join in with the work, join up with my people, and you're welcome. So when we deal with people, make them feel welcome, make them feel part of that can also be an environment of work as well. So God bless and God strengthen you in this day. Work is a blessing. This is it's regarded as such here, and so take it as such, and may your labors also reflect your worship and your obedience to God. May God bless you, and until the next time.